Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon, and I'm giving a review on the ME-209V. This is a Tier 5 premium German light fighter. It's part of the new Focke-Wulf line, at least in spirit. It's characterized by incredibly good climb. Normally I don't show the beginning parts of the game in my videos. However, this is a Tier 5 plane. Look at the altitude. We're at 2,500 meters and still going up. I mean, the climb on this plane is so good, I have to level off so I don't accidentally outclimb Tier 6 heavies. That's absolutely crazy. So the climb is great. The firepower is relatively poor. It's very similar in style to the HE-100 if anyone flew that in beta, and I'm sure that will be released as a premium Tier 5 at some point, where the maneuverability is very good on the HE-100, the engine's very good, but the firepower is very weak. That's very similar to the ME-209. Unlike the HE-100, however, the ME-209V turns fairly poorly. It's very difficult to outturn anything, and I think it's one of the poorest turners at Tier 5, even including the heavies. But this plane is not about turning. It is about going fast. The plane keeps a cruising speed of 500 km or over almost always, and the climb on it is absolutely ridiculous. And when I say ridiculous, I mean this is basically an ME-262 at Tier 5. The 262 is a jet at Tier 8 that just brutally outclimbs and outspeeds everything, and the ME-209V is very, very similar. The armament is a 20mm gun with 2 machine guns flanking it for additional firepower. The problem with the 20mm is its incredibly low velocity, 400 meters per second muzzle velocity. It means that you have to lead a fair distance ahead, and that can make targets very difficult to hit. So there's a 110E right in my sights. He's right in front of me. There's no way he can escape, and you can tell that the firepower just isn't enough to get the job done. So even though you can chase heavies, and you definitely should spend a lot of time chasing heavies. Look at my guns, they've already overheated. I basically can't do a whole lot. You don't want to chase down anything like ground attack aircraft. That is just going to be off limits because you can't do any meaningful damage to them. But that's not this plane's role. This plane is meant to outlast the opposition by being incredibly hard to kill. The hit points at 150 might seem a little bit light, but you pass planes like they're standing still. And against non-heavies, we can see we're shooting at an M20 here. The gun is able to do acceptable damage. A good point about the plane is that it's relatively foolproof. If you try to turn real steep with the plane still keeps up its speed very well. There are other fighters in game, for example the ME-262 again, which when you try to turn fight with it, you lose a lot of energy and lose a lot of speed, but the 209V still keeps that speed up. So in that way, this plane can be a very good boom and zoom trainer to get you used to the style. So overall, I do prefer the Bf-110C6 over this. It's a Tier 4 German heavy, but this plane is very interesting and it's definitely unique. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.